James Kawalya's story begins in a small village in Uganda, where his mother's desperation for a male child led her down a dark and dangerous path. Years of demand for a male child by her husband had taken their toll, and she sought the help of a powerful witch doctor in the forests of Tanzania. Through rituals involving sacrifices, she was promised a son, but at a grave spiritual cost. James' birth was marked by unusual circumstances. His cries were said to echo unnaturally, and locals whispered that he carried a heavy spiritual burden. From the moment he was born, James was marked, dedicated to forces of darkness he could not understand. His early life was a series of strange and unsettling events. Shadows loomed large over his childhood, and he grew up feeling different, isolated, and burdened by the unknown. As a child, James often found himself surrounded by an inexplicable sense of fear and confusion. He experienced strange phenomena, such as hearing voices and seeing figures that others could not perceive. His mother, though loving, remained secretive about the circumstances of his birth. The weight of these mysteries began to take their toll on James, who struggled to find normalcy in a world that seemed to reject him. Despite these challenges, he showed an unusual aptitude for academics, a trait his mother attributed to the blessing she had received through the witch doctor's intervention. Yet, beneath the surface, James sensed that his life was not his own, as though an unseen hand was steering his destiny. As James grew older, the unusual events of his childhood became harder to ignore. He suffered from vivid nightmares, often waking in terror from visions of creatures that seemed too real to dismiss. His family, unaware of the spiritual implications of his mother's actions, set off and abandoned him with the mother. By the time he was a teenager, he began to feel a strange pull towards things that others feared: darkness, power, and the occult. It was as though his destiny had already been written, and he was merely following the script. James' teenage years were marked by an increasing curiosity about the supernatural. As demanded by the witch doctor, James was initiated into the occult at a tender age. By the age of 15, James had fully embraced the world of darkness. He began participating in rituals and was visited by numerous men and women for spiritual solutions. This period of his life was both exhilarating and terrifying. While he gained a sense of power and control, he also felt an increasing sense of isolation and fear. The forces that had aligned with him demanded absolute loyalty, leaving James with little room for doubt or hesitation. Despite the outward appearance of confidence, he often questioned whether his path was truly his destiny or a prison from which he could never escape. James quickly rose through the ranks, displaying an uncanny ability to navigate the spiritual realm. By his early 20s, he was a high-ranking warlock, feared and respected by those around him. His life, however, was not his own. The very forces that empowered him also enslaved him. As a high-ranking member of the occult, James was tasked with expanding its reach. His mission was clear: recruit the brightest minds from university campuses. These young individuals, destined to become leaders in medicine, law, and education, were seen as valuable assets. James' charm and charisma made him an effective recruiter, but his methods went far beyond persuasion. Supernatural manipulation played a significant role in ensnaring his targets. For years, James operated in this space, building a network of individuals loyal to the occult and unknowingly aligning their lives with darkness. During his time in the occult, James encountered formidable opposition from Christian leaders like John Newland, whose intense prayer and fasting led to the destruction of numerous evil altars in Uganda. These spiritual battles significantly disrupted occult activities, demonstrating the power of unified and fervent prayer among believers. James's life took a dramatic turn when he met a 19-year-old Christian woman named Mia. Despite knowing his dark affiliations, she courageously approached him to share the message of Jesus. During their encounter, James had a profound vision of Jesus, leading to his immediate conversion and subsequent deliverance from demonic influences. At this point, James lost all that he possessed from the devil. James was freed from generational curses and spiritual oppression tied to the witch doctor's rituals. He reported feeling a tangible sense of freedom and peace as the bonds were broken. After his deliverance, James embraced his identity as a child of God. He testified to the transformative power of Jesus, who not only set him free but gave him a new purpose in life. James dedicated himself to ministry, focusing on evangelism and deliverance. He collaborated with Mia to reach others involved in the occult, successfully leading many to Christ. His testimony serves as a powerful example of redemption and the transformative power of faith.